Hi, it's artist Alicia coming to you live from the Authentic Artwork Studio. Today we will be painting clay flower pots to celebrate spring. So we're painting these cute minions, aren't they adorable? And it's on a flower pot, so if you ordered with me, you will have in your package a flower pot, 2 paintbrushes, you'll have your soil with your seeds in it, all built in. You'll have a napkin, you'll have an apron, and it's disposable, so you can throw it out when you're done, and a paper plate. Okay, so in your paper plate you're going to put the paints, which are also included. You're going to use silver, white, yellow, and black. So these are the colors we're using. If you want to customize it and make it your own and you have additional colors, we're using acrylic paint today. So the paint that I like to use, it's actually the Deco Art. Okay, that's my black. It's acrylic, but it goes on most surfaces and it gives you a matte finish. And I also like to use Martha Stewart. Martha Stewart is really pretty. They have a lot of nice colors. Alright, so we're going to get started. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our clay pot and we're going to place it on the napkin. Once we do that, we'll take our medium-sized brush and we're going to start by taking some yellow paint and we're just going to paint the entire pot all the way around. Make sure you're spreading the paints out nice and thin. You don't want it to get clumpy because it will dry like that and it dries very quickly. So you want to move fairly fast without leaving any clumps of paint on your clay pot. So take your time, paint all the way around and make sure that it looks the way you want it to look. So if you notice, I'm painting the bottom portion also. You don't have to do that. You can. It just looks better. So painting all the way around, spreading out the paint, making sure that it's not clumping. And you're going to take it all the way to the top. Now if you notice, your paint is already drying, which is good, because you're going to take a second layer of paint once this coat is fully dry. So you're taking it all the way around. If you get some paint on you, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. Okay, you will be okay. But if you want to get it off, you can wash it with soap and water. It comes right off. Acrylic is very easy to clean. If it gets on your clothes, however, you do want to try to get it out as soon as possible. So once you're done, let it dry. If you want to pause this video now, you can and refer back to it. But you want your pot to be covered in yellow and it should look like this. Once your yellow paint is fully dry, you'll know if it's not shiny. If you have a blow dryer, that's a good idea. You could zap it with some warm air and then cool air and it will dry it really quickly. Just don't do it for too long because the paint will start to bubble and fizz. It's kind of weird, okay? So just give it a little bit of heat, not too much, and try to alternate between hot or warm and cool, okay? So then your pot should be dry, okay? The next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our small paintbrush, get the bristles wet, tap it in your paper towel, kind of twist it to make sure that the bristles are extra pointy like this, so it looks like a pencil. Okay, then you're going to take your black paint, not too much, just a little bit, right at the tip of the brush, and you're going to hold it like a pencil close to the tip so you have control. And you're going to create 2 big black circles, which is going to be the outline for your goggles. Okay, so it's going to look like that. And you bring it all the way around. And it's going to look kind of like the number 8 from the side. Keep in mind, if your bristles are kind of spread, it's going to cause it to look a little crazy, so just make sure you're rolling your brush in the paint so that your bristles are still nice and under control. So this is the first part, and now we're going to complete the second goggle. Like that. So see how it looks like the number 8, but it's not? So the next thing you're going to do is another 2 circles, which is really just the outline for the white portion here on your eyes, and those do not connect. So taking more black paint, don't have to wash your brush. Just make sure you're not using a lot of paint. You just want enough paint on the tip of your brush. And if you have to kind of roll your paintbrush on the paper plate to make sure that the tips, the bristles are nice and together. And then you're going to create another circle here. And another circle here. Oops. So I made a mistake. I went over a little bit too much. Don't worry if you make a mistake, okay? There's no problem you can't fix. You should also have a Q-tip if you purchased your package with me. You could take your Q-tip, dip in the water very quickly while the paint is still dry, and fix your mistake. If it's not erasing, don't worry. You could always put white, let it dry, and paint over it again. So if you make a mistake, it's really, really simple to fix. Okay? So this is the beginning of our goggles. The next thing that you're going to do while you're still working with black, take a little water, reset your brush. Don't rinse it. Just make sure you keep twirling. You want your pointy brush to make sure that your circles are nice and tight. The next thing you're going to do is the band. So goggles have these elastic bands that go around. This is a part of the Minion costume. So we're going to paint that on, and you start by going on the sides nice and thick, and you want to take that all the way around on both sides. Okay? Yes, I kind of cheated. I had it before, but this is really what you need to do, is take it all the way around, all the way around, all the way around, until you meet the other eye goggle. Other eye goggle. Left and right have to connect. Okay? So your finished product should look something like this. Boom, 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 boom. Number 8. See? Okay guys, so now that you're done, we are finished with the outline of the goggles. We still have some more work to do, but we're going to work on the expression. So my Minion is a happy Minion, so it's going to be a happy face. And I'm taking the same tiny paintbrush, making sure my bristles are nice and pointy, black paint, and I'm going to paint like a U. And I'll show you what I mean, because my Minion is so happy. It's smiling from ear to ear. It's a happy Minion. So this is the top part of the lips, I guess you would say. Right? And then this is the rest of the smile, which is gonna go all the way down. Going back in my paint, my bristles are spreading out a little bit. So I'm just, and when I say I'm twirling like this. See how I'm twirling the brush? It gives it a nice pointy bristle. Take a little bit of paint without ruining it and making sure it's nice and pointy, like a pencil, and there's my smile. So because we're going to be painting in teeth, I'm just going to finish this with all black and paint the teeth in white after. Okay? So we're going to go back to this after the eyes. So the next thing you want to do here, rinse your tiny brush in some water, Give it a good rinse. Make sure all the black paint is out. And then you're going to twirl dry on your paper towel, and now you're going in for silver. So, here's your silver paint. So the space between the ring of your eyes right here, you're going to fill that in silver all the way around. Don't worry if you cover up some of the black, because you could always go back and highlight it, okay? So this is a frame of the goggles. We're painting it in silver. And see how I'm keeping my pinky steady on the lip so I could have a little bit more balance? If that's comfortable for you, you could also do that. Try it out, see if it works. So going all the way around, same concept with my bristles, making sure the bristles are nice and tight and pointy. And I'm taking this all the way around, all the way around, all the way around. Making sure there's no yellow. More silver, going over to the other goggle. Again, if you make a mistake, don't worry. You could go right back over it with the color that you need, okay? And there you go. And that's your silver. Okay? So rinse your brush. Again, same brush. Give it a twirl in your paper towel, and now you're going to be using the color white. Take some white paint, and you're going to color in the center part now of the eyeballs. Making sure you cover up all the yellow. Don't worry if you take away some of the black. We're going to go over that again one more time. And there's my first eyeball. Brush, not washing it. Making sure my bristles are nice and tight and pointy. Going over into the other eyeball and making that white. Now, since we're working with the white paint right now, I think it's really a good idea to go and make our teeth. So, look at that big happy smile. That happy smile needs some teeth. So we're going to take our white paint. Again, not too much. Just a little bit. Make sure your bristles are nice and pointy. And we're going to do W's on the top part of the smile. Like this. Connecting your W's from one side, very, very small though. Tiny. To the other side. And those are the teeth. And then for the bottom portion, we're just doing the outline. It's going to be the letter M all the way across. Joined. Okay? It looks crazy, but it's cute. So now we're almost done. We're going to fill in the top part of the black a little so it looks like teeth. Not just the letter W. You could leave a little bit of the black line because we are going to go over that line to make it more defined. I'm using literally like I'm tickling it with the tip of the brush. I'm barely even putting the brush down. So, hey. So see? And then the next thing we're going to do is the bottom portion. Just gently tickle in some white there so it looks like real teeth. Okay? And rounding it out. And while I'm doing this, I'm just going to go back into the eyeballs and do more white to make it nice and bright. And that's it with the white paint. If you feel like rinsing your brush like I'm going to do and adding a little bit more silver so it could pop, because we didn't do that earlier, we only did one coat of silver. I'm just going to add another coat of silver here to make sure that it's bright and colorful and really, really, really pigmented. I'm going to add one more layer. And now it's going to make it even brighter than it was before. Okay, doing it to both sides here. And you're almost done. Can you pause? Alright guys, so we're going to use our very small brush again. Give it a good rinse. Tap dry on your paper towel, roll it, and we're going to take black paint. And now we're going to do some minor details. So the first thing I like to do is kind of re-outline and fix anything that was broken. Okay, so his goggle outline needs to be fixed up a little bit. Go back for more black, twirl the brush, and I'm going to do the same thing for all the details. So I'm outlining the white. Wherever you feel like your paint kind of overpowered the black, this is where you're going to go back and fix it up. This part, okay, alright. Alright, so see guys, I outlined everything on the goggles. Now I'm going to do the same thing for the mouth. Going on the top. Ooh, it's just very detailed. And then the bottom part of your mouth. Going all the way down underneath the teeth. Made a boo-boo, got my Q-tip. Get some water, clean it up real quick before it dries. Good to go. And it's almost done. The last thing that we're going to do once we outline our smile are the pupils of the eyes. So the white part needs this dot right here. These two dots, right? So it's not too big. You're not going to take away too much of the white, just a little. Just like this. Yep, looks good. Rinse your brush. Dry. And then the very last part, you're going to take the very back part of your paintbrush, dip it in some white paint, and do a tiny, tiny little dot on the white. And your painting is done. Okay, so it should look something like this. Alright, whenever you're finished, your last part would be to get your soiling seeds, which I ship to you from AuthenticArtwork.com, and open your Ziploc bag that was packed carefully with love. There are zinnia seeds in here. Pour it into your nicely decorated flower minion pot. You might have leftovers, which is awesome. You could plant this wherever you'd like. And there you have it. Your minion flower pot.